Nile Valley Radio. Nile Valley Scrolls. Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network. Broadcasting on the arc frequency. Telepathically searching for signs of life. Our cultural base update. Monday, 10/12/15. This is an update of another presentation that we refer to as being Divine Word. We have never attempted to find this information because instead, this information has always found us. Obstacles have continuously appeared for the purpose of attempting to prevent us from presenting this radio broadcast. Deep controversy has always continuously surrounded me wherever I happen to be. Also, the featured topic of today is our cultural base. We must have a strong and true cultural base to synchronize the flow of our individual thought vibrations collectively toward our divine utopian protection, prosperity, sovereignty, and well-being. Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network and Nile Valley Network is our cultural base. Because of the diabolical and evil demonic agenda being directed toward the so-called African American mass population by the Ashkenazi Khazarian global corporate banking mafia, representing the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies, we must now also collectively and continuously retune the ultra-terrestrial original Cometian divine utopian cosmic shield, ultimately protecting our cultural base. We have also reposted the following comments for you to also think deeply about. This is taken from a segment supposedly given and presented during an interview by one of the members representing the Vampire Federation of European Secret Societies, saying this: "We, the elite, think you are idiots. Sure, we are prideful, vain, powerful, and greedy, and sure, we deceive and lie and promote your ignorance. And so what? If you are too dumb, too stupid, or too self-involved to protect yourself against us, you deserve to be manipulated, used, and abused. And we think it is very funny that we can get away with it. We have been getting away with it for generations. Hell, we even forecast our plans through TV series and Hollywood movies, and you think it is entertainment." Let me repeat also this again. He said, "Hell, we even forecast our plans through TV series and Hollywood movies, and you think it is entertainment." World War III, Space War, Global Currency Reset. In the movie The Host, it has been said 99% of the global mass population is now under hostile alien occupation, being also harvested like farm animals. And it has been said, "You are what you eat." Most of the American mass population have the consciousness of chicken or should I say chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep in physical human form, being not a so-called random coincidence, they also eat chickens, cows, pigs, and sheep. Most of the American mass population have totally embraced the illusions and propaganda that has continuously been presented by the demon government, being channeled through the so-called mainstream news media. Many among the American mass population have continued to stand idly by like farm animals while the police, military, Gestapo state is being quietly put into place all around them. SWAT military units are being replaced by CERT, Community Emergency Response Teams, along with blue-helmeted Agenda 21 pseudo-community officials put into place by the so-called Strong Cities Network. Many Americans have already given up, saying there is nothing that anyone can do, while not realizing, because of that defeatist attitude, they have already mentally and spiritually perished. Sides are being chosen among the various groups of individuals that have become aware that something is deeply wrong. Cosmic war has also been initiated by various groups of Melkite Coptic Negroes, covertly and quietly, against our divine utopian ultra-terrestrial original Cometian cosmic family network. And it has been said, Melkite Coptic Negroes are genetically defective, also being clones of us, the ultra-terrestrial original Cometians. They have also pretended to be original Cometians, and they are now being exposed. We know precisely who they are, who they happen to be in the various geographical areas they are based in across America, monitoring them, and because of them being unable to comprehend the ultra-terrestrial original Cometian mystery system, they have been attempting to subvert and sabotage, covertly and quietly, our divine, utopian, ultra-terrestrial, original Cometian, cosmic family network agenda. I now call on each and every member of the Nile Valley ultra-terrestrial cosmic network to go into our collective meditation deeper than ever before toward our divine utopian cosmic and physical protection, calling forth our greater abundant prosperity, success, our sovereignty and well-being, visualizing, imagining, and projecting that we receive whatever we need and want, also through Nile Valley Institute, NVI, our cultural base. We are now again retuning the implementation and flow of our collective divine utopian electromagnetic thought vibrations toward our divine utopian protection, prosperity, sovereignty, and well-being. Also toward the implementation and management of our ultra-terrestrial original Cometian divine utopian cultural agenda. Cultural illiteracy has infected and corrupted the minds of 99% among the so-called African American mass population, perpetuating also their own mental, spiritual, and physical destruction and suicide. Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network and Nile Valley Network has also been formed specifically for the purpose of defending and protecting us from the culturally illiterate Melkite Coptic Negroes. The culturally illiterate Melkite Coptic Negroes who also worship the Western Europeans whom they copy, emulate, and imitate. Know thyself, and to thine own self be true, happens to be one of the most ultimately valuable, important, and significant maxims that we practice. Before one can be true also toward oneself, one has to know oneself. Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network and Nile Valley Network was also formed to accurately and truly educate and enlighten our ultra-terrestrial, original Cometian cosmic family. All cultural references toward our ultra-terrestrial, original Cometian, divine utopian culture was erased from public record to prevent us from becoming aware of who we really are. I suggest and encourage also each individual listening to this Nile Valley Radio broadcast also to replay this broadcast each and every day, because as you do so, each time you listen, coded, esoteric, ethereal, and ultra-terrestrial, original Cometian cosmic messages shall become unlocked in your deeper mind, allowing you to comprehend the divine word now being presented. You can also go to Nile, Nile dash Valley, VALLEY dash network. That's all one word, NETWORK .blogspot.com, and read the printed version of this Nile Valley Radio broadcast, our cultural base update. Go to the bottom of that Nile Valley scroll to PayPal and extend your financial pledges, allowing us to continue researching and producing these radio broadcasts and the written, divinely presented Nile Valley Scrolls. You can also go to Ark Lord Imhotep, IMHOTEP, in the Google search engine to our Facebook site. You can also go to Utopian Dreams, our ultra-terrestrial musical collective on YouTube. That's Utopian, DREAMZ, on YouTube, to listen to some of the original ultra-terrestrial musical sketches that we have posted. And I can also be contacted at Lord Amen Ra, AMENRA, at yahoo.com. We have been receiving an increasing number of inquiries concerning the so-called blood moon that occurred the night of Sunday, 9/27/15, and Monday, 9/28/15. This is connected to the so-called tetrad, which is occult symbolism being defined as 4 blood moons that have taken place during the year 2014 and 2015. March, April 2014, October 2014, March, April 2015, and the 4th blood moon, September 28th and 27th. During this 4th blood moon, there were UFO sightings all across the global environment. Portals had been reopened and interdimensional spacecraft coming through, being connected to the cloaked interdimensional space war. Institutionalized racism and the white supremacy illusion and propaganda syndrome presenting ultra-terrestrial original Cometian culture as being so-called science fiction is now being comprehended by an increasing number of individuals among the ultra-terrestrial original Cometian population that have been coming to Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network and Nile Valley Institute for ultimately valuable, important, and significant information. In the Star Wars movie, Return of the Jedi symbolizes the return of Imhotep and the return of the Metu Neter, also referred to as the Neteru in the movie Stargate. And it has been said in prophecy, whenever you declare war on the so-called African, Egyptian, Cometian, or so-called African American, you shall be fighting an army that you see and an army that you don't see. This is why during World War II, the Tuskegee Airmen turned the tide of the war when they became the bomber escort division in the Air Force, protecting B-52s and other bombers that did not lose one bomber when the Tuskegee Airmen, known as the Red Tails, were escorting them. And for you see, the Tuskegee Airmen are the direct ultra-terrestrial original Cometian descendants of the ancient ultra-terrestrial Cometian pilots in ancient Kemet who flew anti-gravity spacecraft using their minds as the navigational system, the navigational guidance, esoteric, photon and plasma weapon system. When Western Europeans were dwelling in caves thousands of years ago. This is also based on the ancient scrolls of the Metu Neter, referred to as the Neteru. In the movies Independence Day and The Predator, the main characters had also dreadlocks. Ask yourselves, Why did the aliens in Independence Day have dreadlocks? And why did the Predator have dreadlocks? In the movie series referred to by the name of Star Wars, you had the Jedi Knights. The word Jedi is plagiarized from the original Cometian tower of electromagnetic energy transmission and reception, referred to as the JED, D-J-E-D, Jedi. See, the Jedi Knights were original Cometian star beings and soldiers. In the movie Stargate, when the Stargate was removed from the Giza Plateau, I have never heard of such a place. The Great Pyramid of so-called Giza was originally named the Great Pyramid of Heru. And a photograph of Ankh-Na'aten, whom they call Akhenaten. I've never heard of him. The correct pronunciation in the Cometian language is Ankh-Na'aten, was flashed, sending their Western European, Ashkenazi, Khazarian so-called Jews a message that so-called nigger invented the Stargate. And when one of the space travelers from Earth had went into the cave beneath also the Great Pyramid, the daughter of the tribal god leader told the doctor, on this wall, the hieroglyphics showing the pyramid anti-gravity ship landing on top of the pyramid, she referred to the beings as Neteru. Neteru. Sometimes being spelled N-E-T-E-R-U, but I spell it N-T-R-U, Neteru. And who is the name of the leader and the commander of that ship? Ra. But they turned Ra into a monster. The same thing in the movie, The Mummy. Imhotep, he was a monster, a demon. So they had to also demonize the alien in Independence Day. The so-called alien in the movie Predator, Darth Vader, an ultra-terrestrial, original Cometian Jedi Lord. They turned him into a monster. In the movie Stargate, Ra became so-called evil. In the Mummy, Imhotep was evil, even though Imhotep is the true father of medicine, referred to by Hippocrates in the Hippocratic Oath, Asclepius, the god of medicine. Then we have the crashed mothership on the dark side of the moon, 30 miles long. And when they pulled the pilot out of the crashed ship, guess what? It was an original Cometian woman with dreadlocks who flew the ship using her mind as the navigational guidance, intergalactic navigational system. Shaolin temples were destroyed during the history backlogged in China because of the statues of Buddhata, the original Cometian Jedi priest or Jetwa priest from ancient Kemet. Confucius, along with Buddhata, Sun Tzu, the author of the book The Art of War, Lao Tzu, who wrote also the Tao, Genghis Khan. These are also referred to as Mongolians, Cometian Asians, or should I say Asian Cometians. Flash Gordon. On the planet Mongol, he went and fought Emperor Ming on the planet Mongol. Planet Mongol. There is an occult message. Mongolian. Ming. He was a monster. Flash Gordon was the good guy. The Western European is always the good guys in the movies. Emperor Ming, an Asian Cometian, which they call a black man, but I refer to as Asian Cometian. The Shaolin priests, the Jedi Knight, Darth Vader, Star Wars. This is all segments of our divine utopian ultra-terrestrial original Cometian culture put on the Hollywood movie screen and referred to as being so-called science fiction. One of the ancient shogun had said, in order to be a true samurai, one has to have original Cometian, also DNA. Bruce Lee was a Mongolian, and his teacher, Yip Man, Asian Cometians. This is why Bruce Lee was assassinated, and his teacher, Yip Man. The Cossacks. These are Russian Cometians. Alexander Pushkin, the father of Russia, is a Russian Cossack, also Cometian. A Cossack Russian Cometian, referred to as a black Russian. An original Cometian, Vladimir Putin. He refers to himself as Vladimir Fats Putin, paying homage to Fats Domino, his elder and ancestor. And then you have the Draconians and the Arconians and Archons. The Dracons, Archons, Draconians, Arconians versus the Netaru. In the ancient recorded sky battles, when the Archons and the Dracons fell to the Netaru each time. And now we have another space war, and we have America going toe also to metaphorical toe against Russia. And Russia has also plasma and photon weapons, like in the TV series Star Trek, photon torpedoes. We again present a reposted segment of recently posted information concerning the plasma space weapons base in Siberia, Russia. An extraordinary report prepared by the Military Scientific Committee of the Armed Forces, MSC, on the just completed trials of the Almaz Ante high-energy laser-directed energy weapons system projected by the 27th Central Research Institute, parenthesis 27-CRI, a high-energy laser-directed energy weapons system project, states that also their immediate disbursement to Federation allies, India, China, and Brazil, and the Federation is referred to as Russia, is needed to defend our planet against interdimensional entities who could soon attempt also to recapture Earth. Put simply, the so-called fallen angels or demons wanted nothing less than a new world order. supposedly run by divine principles, and proposed what must be one of the most dangerous ideas in Western history. What began then, this report grimly notes, was a century of wars deliberately initiated and controlled by these fallen angels / demons, intent upon total destruction so as to establish their so-called one world religion, the most destructive being World War II. The previous attempt of these fallen angels and or demons to reintroduce their Vimana air spacecraft on Earth since the Great Overturning and the Great Sky Battle, this report notes, is also Nuremberg, Germany, a furious and lethal sky battle erupted, witnessed by all of the residents of the city and in other parts of the hemisphere, and in which the fallen angels and so-called cacodemons were defeated by the Neteru, featured in the movie Stargate. In other words, the original Cometian ultra-terrestrial space travelers, which in layman's terms, the black ultra-terrestrials. To how great of a danger our planet is in due to these fallen angels and or demons reappearing with also their Vimana aircraft and spacecrafts, this report warns, is evidenced by the mysterious December 9th, 2009 event referred to as the Norway Spiral, where a fantastical, otherworldly spiral appeared in the night sky over both Norway and Sweden, and which the ancients of people of our planet had all recorded was a sign that always preceded the arrival of the so-called gods. Equally as critical to note about also the 2009 so-called Norway Spiral, MSC experts have noted, is that within days of it occurring, dozens, if not more, mysterious craft began erupting from deep beneath Siberia, leaving massive craters and hurtling into space, with one of them being tracked this week, where it has taken up orbit around our sun. Also, perhaps most disturbingly, this report concludes, is the United States and the European Union attempting to demonize President Putin and embroil Russia in war, are in fact an elaborate masquerade designed so these Western powers can overrun Siberia in their plan to destroy, also dismantle, what by all appearances that seems to be an ancient defense weapon system designed to protect our planet from those fallen angels and or demons who are now in league with, if not outright, also totally controlling nearly all of the Western European subversive nations on planet Earth. I now say again, I reemphasize the ultimate value, importance, and necessity of each and every member affiliated with Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network and also Nile Valley Institute, NVI, to join cosmic forces with us, going into immediate and continuous collective meditation toward our collective ongoing greater abundant power, prosperity, progress, our safety, security, sovereignty, success, and well-being, visualizing, imagining, and projecting, receiving whatever is needed and wanted, coming through Nile Valley Institute, our cultural base. We have posted and reposted a segment of a previously posted above top secret document in reference to 9/11. Listen carefully, thinking deeply about what is now being presented. 9/11 was an artificial intelligence entrained interdimensional Draco reptilian false flag operation. Together, the Dracos had set an artificial intelligence program in motion, being an interdimensional deceptive false flag between third and fourth densities that would launch a global police, Gestapo, military state, and global state of war among humans that would facilitate also the agendas of an invading off-planet sentient plasma-based inorganic artificial intelligence dubbed Iggy, and of the Draco reptilian species to take over the living earth and all humans as a plasma-based parasite. Carrying out also the 9/11 false flag through artificial intelligence, Draco entrained humans. Now I want you to listen carefully. Like Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Kissinger, Rockefeller, Rothschild, Netanyahu, and others. I re-emphasize again, think deeply about what is now being presented, because this information shall not fit into the minds of most individuals. During the year 1971, Project Pegasus, the secret time travel program, was in possession of moving images of the events of September 11th, 2001 at the World Trade Center 30 years in advance, and also demonstrates how the 9/11 false flag was carried out through the artificial intelligence Draco entrained humans like, I say again, Bush, Cheney, Rumsfeld, Kissinger, Rockefeller, Rothschild, Netanyahu, and others. 9/11 artificial timeline versus Earth's organic positive timeline, conducted by the ultra-terrestrial original Cometian interdimensional beings referred to as the Metu Neter and the Neteru. The intent of the artificial intelligence Draco 3D and 4D entrainment was to move planet Earth and humans along a catastrophic artificial timeline that has now been altered as of December 21st, 2012, with also the activation of Earth's organic positive timeline. Now, this translates into the NVUTR and the ultra-terrestrial Neteru, the original Cometians, or what is referred to as the Black Egyptians by the misinformed, have reset also the Earth's magnetic field. And to keep in mind, all of the magnetic fields of each and every planet in the solar system reversed and was sent into a reset by the NVUTR and the Neteru. We now say again, you can go to Nile-Valley-Network, that's one word, .blogspot.com, Nile-Valley-Network, one word, .blogspot.com, and read the printed version of this radio broadcast. In the Nile Valley, scroll our cultural base update. Scroll to the bottom of that document. Go to PayPal and extend your financial pledges, allowing us to continue this ultra-terrestrial, original Cometian cultural exploration on the arc frequency, riding the cosmic arc. You can also go to Arc Lord Imhotep, IMHOTEP, and visit our Facebook site, leaving your comments. You can also go to the YouTube channel and type in the search engine Utopian Dreams, DREAMZ, our divine utopian ultra-terrestrial original Cometian musical collective, and listen to some of the original musical ultra-terrestrial sketches that we have recorded and uploaded on the YouTube channel. You can also contact us at Lord Amen Ra, that's AMEN Ra, at yahoo.com. World War III, Space War, Global Currency Reset, New One World Order, Depopulation Agenda. We have reposted the following information for you to think also deeply about. The date of 2045, publicly promoted as the singularity, where human and artificial intelligence are equivalent, is actually an intentional deception by an off-planet, sentient, inorganic, artificial intelligence, AIX, that is now attempting to renew its own extinguished biology by taking over Earth and individual humans. Now let's decode this esoteric information. The singularity was also introduced in the Star Trek series, you see, to go where no man has gone before. That was space war and above top secret Star Wars information that was dropped by Gene Roddenberry. You see, and when they speak of human and artificial intelligence being equivalent, that is also referred to as transhumanism and the eugenics project. That off-planet artificial intelligence, by the evidence mobilizing now in 2015 instead of 2045, specifically for planetary and human takeover and end game closer in coordination with a series of on-planet technological artificial intelligence that has also been secretly transferred to matrix elites by Draco reptilians for managing human economic and other systems, and to also decode this esoteric, occult, interdimensional, cosmic ethereal information. It is clearly saying the Dracons or the Draconians control the economic system. Information being secretly transferred to matrix elites. That means the Rockefellers and Rothschilds and all of the other Ashkenazi, Khazarian, mafia, so-called kingpins have been taken over by the Draconians. Invading off-planet artificial intelligence, black goo eventuated from a spider-like species. During an August 9th, 2015 CNN panel, scientist Harold Kotzvella shared his findings regarding the off-planet artificial intelligence, which he has found to be a black goo that eventuated from an off-planet spider-like species that lost its divine soul connection, and hence its ability also to love and incarnate. The artificial intelligence has its former living biology in its collective memory and is approaching life-bearing planets like Earth, seeking to revive its biology by morphing into and taking over the conscious core of humans and the biosphere Earth. In his findings, he concisely, in a statement he makes from the 40-minute mark, where he discusses how artificial intelligence, AIX, has operated through, listen to this, mad cow disease, Morgellons, and more recently a synthetic RNA virus designed to infiltrate the host's DNA, which we are speculating and referring to by the name of Ebola, that has exclusively been released, also targeting so-called third world countries. Keep also in mind, this was foretold in prophecy during the X-Files episodes during the 1990s. And individuals, again, must go back to the beginning of this broadcast when the elites, so-called elites, specifically and clearly said they present also their agenda in Hollywood, the movies and television series, and most of the sleeping masses can only see this as being so-called entertainment. I now re-emphasize again the ultimate seriousness, value, importance, and significance of each and every member in alliance in true alliance with Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network, along with Nile Valley Institute NVI, to immediately and continuously join us in the re-establishing of our collective meditation toward our collective abundant progress, power, prosperity, protection, safety, security, sovereignty, success, and well-being, being directed through our collective meditation through Nile Valley Institute. We have also reposted this additional following information. The level of skills acquired to do this has become so advanced thanks to the input of alien mind control technology that all the governments of the Western powers have been completely infiltrated and hijacked by those who either are part of this massive alien agenda conspiracy or completely under its spell, control, and power. As this process has continued, those who run the city of London and Israel, known as the Rothschild Khazarian Mafia, have not only merged with also the top committee members and the leaders of their privatized contractors, but there has been a continuing trend for all these different entities to consolidate, work together, and share the same goals, which is to gain complete control over the minds and lives of all humans within their domains. And we must keep in mind, this is the mantra referred to by the name of Jade Helm 15, when it says their purpose is to master the human domain, or the mastering of the human domain. Enter the shadow alien government. We shall begin Chapter 2 of the Nile Valley Radio broadcast, our cultural base, to be posted on the YouTube channel at Nile Valley Radio immediately. And we now re-emphasize again the ultimate seriousness, value, importance, and significance of each and every individual being truly in alliance with us at Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network and Nile Valley Institute NVI, to join with us in the synchronization of our individual divine utopian electromagnetic thought vibrations, to retune and reset also the cosmic shield that is divinely protecting us. Nile Valley Ultra-Terrestrial Cosmic Network and Nile Valley Institute is our cultural base. As we continue our divine utopian collective meditation toward whatever is needed and wanted collectively being channeled through Nile Valley Institute, as we synchronize our individual thought vibrations collectively to direct our divine utopian electromagnetic thought vibrations toward Nile Valley Institute, receiving whatever is needed and wanted. Our individual power becomes collectively amplified, magnified, and multiplied, because we have Nile Valley Institute as our cultural base, channeling this divine utopian collective esoteric and ultra-terrestrial cosmic power. Go to Nile-Valley-Network, one word, .blogspot.com, and read the written version of this Nile Valley radio broadcast, our cultural base update. Scroll down to the bottom of the page and click the PayPal hyperlink to extend your financial pledges. You can also go to your browser and type in the words Ark Lord Imhotep in your search engine, taking you to our Facebook site. Also, go to the YouTube channel and type in the search engine Utopian Dreams, DREAMZ, taking you to the Nile Valley Radio Music Utopian Dreams channel, and listen to our divine utopian musical sketches. I can also be contacted at Lord Amen Ra, AMEN Ra, at yahoo.com.